Hi, my lovelies. It's time to doze before I sit down and eat a little dinner. This is going to be a short video because physically I have not been feeling very well, but I still wanted to come on here and dose with you guys. So let's do that. Cheers. I just finished making enchiladas. Just like super easy, like heating up enchiladas, kind of making enchiladas for me and Grayson. I really love the brand Amy's. It's like super healthy and like for frozen dinners, it's about as good as it gets. I don't do frozen dinners very often, but they're so good. This is not an ad, but I just really like them. So anyways, I'm hoping like maybe eating something is gonna help me feel a little bit better. I just have been feeling like really dizzy and like sick in my stomach. But that's kind of normal. I've told you guys before, I have a chronic illness. It's controlled like super incredibly well with this. Obviously that's not why I take methadone. I take methadone because I'm in recovery. But one of the reasons that like I turned to heroin in the first place was my chronic illness. Super long story, but we're gonna make it really short. When I was a teenager, I broke my hand when I was living at, oh, hold on just a second. And we got water. Grayson needed help with his laptop. So anyways, shortly after high school, when I was like 18, 19, I moved into the trampoline house. And we were called the trampoline kids because we had a 13-foot trampoline in our living room. Some of the guys that lived there worked at a sporting goods store, and they brought a trampoline home one day, set it up. Oh, hold on. Okay, so my roommates brought home 13-foot trampoline and set it up in the living room, and that was kind of when the trampoline house was born. We had like huge parties. Like as far as house parties go, I mean, this was crazy. Like we would have to turn people away like at the door because they couldn't all fit in our house. We'd have like DJs come down from LA. It was the coolest parties I'd ever been to, especially in Encinitas. And there was technically, I think like 6 or 7 of us that lived there. But there was always at least like 20, 30 people like hanging out at the house. And we became really well known for our parties. We would have to like post the address, kind of like a rave, like when people would have like raves and you'd fill out like a whole thing and then you'd get the address, and it would happen like right as the party was happening, because that would be people on top of like the people we would invite and stuff like that. And literally, like, as soon as we posted the address, there would be, like, a line, like, down the neighborhood. I have never seen parties quite like that, especially, like I said, in Encinitas. So we were kind of legendary. Anyways, while I was living there, I was jumping on the trampoline, and my friends were just kind of messing around. Everybody was kind of drunk all the time. And I fell, and I landed like on my hand, and it really hurt, but they thought I was just being like over dramatic, I guess, until I woke up the next day. Like they kept tripping me, but they're my friends, they're just messing around. Anyways, and I woke up the next day, and my whole, like this whole part of my hand, I think it was actually this hand, was like green and like black and like all these wrong colors. So I went to the doctor. And, like, my roommates felt so bad at that point. Like, they felt so bad. And so went to the doctor, and it was totally broken. In fact, if you look at my hand, like, there's still, like, this bone here, you can still feel where it's broken. And so back then, like, meds for pain were given out, like, kind of easy peasy style. So I ended up with like a whole bunch of like Norcos, I think they were, and that started my opioid addiction. So that's kind of how like that started, and I found when I started taking those that it really helped the fact that I was like sick inside like all the time. And so that kind of like made me want to start doing it all the time. And so that's kind of how it started. And eventually, you know, I tried stronger things. And I also, of course, you know, I was an addict and I loved it. But it was initially like the whole attraction to it was the fact that it made me feel like normal, or what I figured like most people felt like as like normal, because I felt sick like 24/7, like nervous, like sick, like physically sick, like 24/7. So it was really appealing. But of course there was like issues with the fact that, you know, it was hardcore like narcotics, and I was always, you know, I would always start to like nod out and things like that. Well, anyways, that's just kind of how it all started. But it really, really was like my thing, I guess, because of how it made me physically feel so much more normal, like I figured the rest of the world felt probably all the time. And so now that, you know, I'm not doing those things anymore, but the methadone actually helps the very, very most. So it's kind of normal for me to get sick, which is why I probably am standing here looking like normal, because I'm so used to feeling sick all the time. Anyways, I'm gonna try to eat something, and I'm gonna go to bed after. Like, I'm gonna try to feel better. I'm gonna sit down and eat enchiladas with Grayson, and hopefully putting something in my stomach will make me feel better. But yeah, I have not been feeling super well, and I've also been feeling like my equilibrium feels like really off. Like I feel it's kind of going away, but I was feeling like I was like spinning, and I don't know why. That's happened to me like a few times. I don't really know why. I'm also hypoglycemic, so it could be like that my blood sugar is low, because that happens sometimes. It's actually gotten down as low as like, I think like 34, I think was like the lowest it got, and that was kind of scary. I start to feel like dizzy and like off, and like kind of just, yeah, like kind of like I'm gonna pass out. And a lot of times it means that my sugar is really low. I've been that way for most of my life. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go. Wow, I just start talking. But I hope you guys are having a beautiful Saturday. I hope your Saturday is better than mine, because yeah, it sucks to not feel well, and I feel like I haven't gotten anything done because I just keep feeling sick and like getting sick. So hoping to feel better. Usually once I go to sleep and I wake up the next day, I'll feel better. And it sometimes helps to take my meds when it's time to take my meds. So anyways, I hope you guys are having an awesome Saturday, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy weekend.